Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Asmaul Husna, Associate Professor, Department of Pathology, Bosundhara Medical College. My dear student, welcome to you all today's pathology session. Today I am going to discuss about the body of the uterus. In our last few classes, I already have discussed about the disease of the cervix. So, now come about the body of the uterus. You know, body of the uterus is consist of endometrium and the myometrium. If the inflammation that occur in the endometrium, that is known as endometritis, and these endometritis are two types, acute endometritis and the chronic endometritis. In acute endometritis, it is uncommon and limited to bacterial infection and may occur after abortion and delivery. And the retained product of conception are the usual predisposing factor, and also there are some causative agents that include group A Streptococcus and Staphylococci. And in chronic endometritis, which occurs in the following situation, that are pelvic inflammatory disease, retained gestational tissue in postpartum and post-abortion, intrauterine contraceptive device and tuberculosis. And the tuberculous endometritis is an important causes of infertility. Now, what is adenomyosis? It is the presence of endometrial tissue within the myometrium 2 to 3 cm away from the endomyometrial junction. During the histological examination, we will find irregular nest of endometrial stroma with or without glands, and they are arranged within the myometrium and that are separated from the basilis by at least 2 to 3 mm. What are the complications of adenomyosis? The complications are enlargement of the uterus, dysmenorrhea, infertility and abnormal uterine bleeding. Then, what is dysfunctional uterine bleeding? That means, what is DUB? This may be defined as abnormal uterine bleeding in the presence of a functional disturbance rather than an organic lesion in the endometrium or the uterus. And what are the causes of DUB? The causes include anovulatory cycle, inadequate luteal phase, endometrial changes induced by oral contraceptives, menopausal and postmenopausal changes. What is anovulatory cycle? Menstrual cycle without ovulation is known as an ovulatory cycle. There is prolonged excessive endometrial stimulation by estrogen without the development of progesteronal phases, and the causes are unexplained in maximum cases, but there are also some less common cases that include endocrine disorder. If it is endocrine disorder, it may be due to pituitary cause, hypothalamic cause, adrenal gland causes or thyroid gland diseases. Then ovarian causes. Ovarian causes may include granulosa theca cell tumor and polycystic ovaries. If it is due to generalized metabolic disturbance, patient may have marked obesity or severe malnutrition. And lastly, in chronic systemic diseases, patient may have diabetes mellitus. All of these are causes of anovulatory cycle of ovary. And due to the failure of ovulation, there are excessive endometrial stimulation by the estrogen, and that is unopposed by progesterone. So, in endometrial biopsy, only the proliferative phase are present, although it is done in the secretory phase. Now come, what is inadequate luteal phase? This term refers to a condition that manifests clinically as infertility associated with either increased bleeding or amenorrhea. and there is inadequate progesterone production during post-ovulatory period. What are the causes of abnormal uterine bleeding? According to the age, it may happen in pre-pubertal age, during adolescence, reproductive age, perimenopausal age or postmenopausal age. If it is in pre-pubertal age, it may occur due to precocious puberty, that may be hypothalamic, pituitary or ovarian origin. In case of adolescence, it may occur due to anovulatory cycle. In reproductive age, it may occur due to the complication of the pregnancy, maybe abortion, maybe trophoblastic disease or ectopic pregnancy, or patient also may develop abnormal uterine bleeding due to some organic lesion like leiomyoma, adenomyosis, polyps, endometrial hyperplasia, endometrial carcinoma, anovulatory cycle, or ovulatory dysfunctional bleeding due to inadequate luteal phase. If the patient is in perimenopausal age, it may occur due to anovulatory cycle, irregular shedding, organic lesion, and if the patient is in postmenopausal age, it may occur due to some organic lesion like endometrial carcinoma, endometrial hyperplasia, endometrial polyp or endometrial atrophy. Now, my dear student, come to our next topic, that is endometriosis, which is very much important for your prof examination. Infrequently asked by the examiner, what is endometriosis? So, what is endometriosis? By definition, it is basically ectopic endometrium, abnormal location outside the uterus. So, what are the endometrial tissue? Endometrial tissue actually made by endometrial glands and endometrial stroma. So, when there is presence of endometrial gland or endometrial stroma other than the uterus, the term is known as endometriosis. Then what are the common sites for endometriosis? The common sites are ovaries, uterine ligament, rectovaginal septum, laparotomy scar, rarely umbilicus, vagina, vulva or appendix. What are the pathogenesis of endometriosis? There are three theories: the regurgitation theory, metaplastic theory, the vascular or lymphatic disseminated theory, and lastly the extrauterine or progenitor cell theory. In regurgitation theory, there are retrograde menstruation could mediate spread of endometrium to the peritoneal cavity through the fallopian tube, and so the endometrium comes into the abdominal or pelvic cavity through the fallopian tube, and this endometriosis is common in cervical mucosa following surgical procedure. In metaplastic theory, the endometrium could arise directly from the coelomic epithelium. Actually, endometrium originate from the Mullerian duct. And the vascular and the lymphatic dissemination theory, this theory would explain presence of endometriotic lesions in lungs or lymph nodes. There is a phenomenon not explainable by the first two theories. Now come to the morphology of endometriosis. Under the influences of ovarian hormone, there is a cyclic menstrual changes with periodic bleeding, and so this produces a nodule with a red, blue or yellow brown appearance on or just beneath the serosal surface in the site of involvement. And when the disease is extensive, the organizing hemorrhage causes extensive fibrous adhesion between the tubes, ovaries and other structures, and obliteration of the pouch of Douglas. During the microscopic examination, we will get endometrial glands, endometrial stroma and also hemosiderin laden pigment, and these are the histological diagnosis. What complication arises from endometriosis? The complications are infertility, dysmenorrhea, pelvic pain and other problem. Now the next topic is what is ovarian endometriosis or chocolate cyst. It is an ovarian non-neoplastic cyst which is occurs due to presence of endometrium within the ovarian tissue. Under the influence of ovarian hormone, there is a cyclic menstrual changes with periodic bleeding, and this produces a nodule with a red blue to yellow brown appearance just beneath the surface at the site of the involvement of the ovary. And the ovaries may become markedly distorted by large cystic spaces which is about 3 to 5 centimeter in diameter and filled with brown blood debris to form. So, it is called chocolate cyst. And how can we diagnose? The histological diagnosis of endometriosis is based on findings 2 or 3 of the following structure, that is endometrial glands, endometrial stroma and the hemosiderin laden pigments. That is all about today's session, my dear student. Inshallah, see you again in our next class. Till then, Allah Hafiz.